It's the Cornermen Radio. Back at you live. It's Young Barzini and Boxingeye. What's up, man? What's up, Boxingeye?
Not much, bro. We're going to talk about some hypothetical buck 40 tourney. But I just want to tell everybody, this weekend, Andre Ward back on HBO. I'm pretty excited. One of my favorite fighters, a real tactician in there, a real throwback mentalist, a chemist. He'll slice and dice you up in that ring. And haters going to hate. But we say punt team if we punt the fucking haters away. But anyways, go on our YouTube channel, Tournament Radio. Me and Bars and Flawless did a prediction video on that, so we ain't going to really get into that tonight. Go ahead, tell them what we got lined up for tonight, bro.
This is the junior welterweight tournament, talking about fantasy. I think these fights can be made. I think these fights can definitely be made in reality. Junior welterweight tournament, the 140 division tournament, to see who is the number one guy at 140, man. I'm so excited for this fight tournament, man. If these fights can be reality, man, I'll be excited for boxing, man. This is the best boxing mega event for the hardcore and the casuals can come in. This is the ultimate of boxing, the magic of,
we love the 145 division, man.
Man, I love the 140 division, man. It's like man. It's in a new gear, new stage. When Danny was there, when Matisse, Lamont, we really got to find out. American, we found out who the kingpin was. You got a crown. Danny Garcia was the king, but now it's a new era at 140. And it's cool. There's a lot of players there, and go ahead, man. That's what we want to get into too. Man, I want to see who's going to be the next king, man. I hope these guys stay in.
Yeah,
I hope these guys stay in the division, but
we got to tell everybody that Jose. Hold on. We got to tell everybody that Jose Benavidez, he's moving up to 147. It looks like, unless he gets a big shot like a Crawford, he's not coming back down to 140. And it looks like Arm's not going to get that.
Benavidez is gone. Lucas Matisse is gone.
Herrera
is gone.
So I just want to let everybody.
So all the guys at 140, man, they gone, man. But I'm excited for these new guys, man. And these guys, I think these guys will show me who's the best, man. I'm in with the new one. And all those other guys at 140, they're getting ready their way out. These guys are the future of boxing, you know what I mean? So
this is an Elite Eight.
Word.
An Elite
Eight, dog. Yeah, this is Elite Eight, man. They don't know. They don't know Boxingeye, man. They don't know, bro. They do not know how 40 the division is.
But I think let's rank them in order, deserving order 1 through 8 at first, and then we'll talk about the reality of what we expect the matchup should be each network. But go ahead and give me who is most deserving at 140 right now in the number one.
I don't think none of these guys deserve to be in the number one.
No, but I'm saying, there is one guy who beat, because when Danny left the division, he left it in, he kind of left it in Matisse. You know what I'm saying? And Viktor Postol beat Matisse. He's got the best W at 140. We all think Crawford is the king, skill level. So I think that Postol is the man too because he's got the best win. So my number one is Viktor Postol. And I agree, to me it's Viktor Postol number one. I mean, you could argue, boy, but do you agree with that at least? The Postol number one?
Yeah, Viktor, we can give Postol number one because he has the best resume.
And he's the WBC champion.
Yeah,
number
so
two,
he can deserve that.
We have to go with the WBO champion, Terence Crawford. Me personally. I mean, then from there on and there out, you know what I mean? You can go, you got Broner at the WBA, you got Troyanovsky as the IBF. But and that, if you want to really hear my rankings, I'd say Viktor number 1, Crawford 2, Broner 3. I'll say Troyanovsky 4, only because he is 23-0, 20 knockouts, and he is the champion. He does have a belt. Number 5, I'll say Granados, because he did beat Amir Imam, who everybody was crowning as the next. They wanted to see Omar versus Crawford. They wanted to see him versus everybody. So we'll give Granados number 5, scrappy fighter. Could upset anybody at any given time. Number 6, we got to go Ruslan or Omar. Who do you think? Very tough decision.
I give it
right
to
there.
Ruslan.
Yeah, I give it. He's been in there with the tougher competition. And then number 7, Omar. Number 8, Orozco. Orozco's on the come up. He's fighting soon. So just want to give everybody basically who our little ranking structure. But go ahead. Take it from there.
Oh man, these guys, man, are like the future. All I can say, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for Crawford. I'm excited for Postol. I'm excited for Ruslan. I'm excited for Broner. I'm excited for Antonio. I'm excited for Eduard Troyanovsky. And I'm excited for one of my favorite fighters, Adrien Granados. And I'm excited for one of my favorites also, Omar Figueroa. So I'm excited for all these guys, man. Let's start it off, man. This is how we doing the tournament. This is the HBO side. We're gonna start off with the HBO fights first. So the HBO got Terence Crawford, Eduard Troyanovsky, Tonio. How you pronounce his name?
Tonio Orozco. That's the best Spanish you're gonna get out of me, bro. That's damn. That's the best Spanish I ever spoke right there. God damn. Antonio Orozco.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, but my boy Antonio Orozco, Dos Soto, pretty much every hardcore fan knows, Dos Soto, he been in there with a lot of people coming from LA area, you know what I'm saying? So he beat Forbes, he beat Emmanuel Taylor by UD. So this dude's on the come up. If you haven't heard of him, you might see him soon. He's fighting Amel El Casto March 25th. So Fantasy Spring. So we definitely we squeezed him in there in the Elite 8 at 140, and we hope he's gonna, he stays at 140 and tries to make a name. 40 division is kind of weird, bro, because a lot of these dudes feel like, they're debating on going up to welterweight to get big money. It's interesting. You already know it's been like that for years, the division. So, but yeah, go ahead.
But so that's the first match on HBO side. We got Antonio versus Eduard Troyanovsky, man. What you think about that fight? And how you think the fight is going to play out?
I like Antonio, and it's fucked up that he hasn't, because I've been watching him since, I think he was on from a couple of years back. I think Golden. Who's his promoter though?
Who?
Because he was Antonio's promoter.
I'm not really sure. I've seen something, but I forgot who it was. Anyways,
he's got a win over Emmanuel Taylor, and everybody knows Emmanuel Taylor under a decent fight. Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear. Boxingeye.
Yeah. Wow. Yo, you ever have your phone just restart on you?
No, dog.
The fuck, man. Let's
get back into it, man. Eduard Troyanovsky versus Antonio.
Yeah, my bad. Just cut off. No, but I was saying was Troyanovsky, he's the dude, if anybody, there was a guy out there that was 48-0. He was from Argentina. Hilariously, he was going to tie Mayweather's record, Mayweather and Rocky Marciano's record. Thank God. But Troyanovsky only fought in Russia. Catch him on YouTube. He's got power. He's 23-0, 20 knockouts. He's got some pop. We haven't seen, you know what I'm saying? There's a few light names on his record, but he's been out in Russia. I watched him fight. He's nothing special. It looks like he's got pop. I would expect him to. I think Antonio Orozco, who I really like, who's a big 140-pounder, and expect him to take out Troyanovsky. I'm kind of mad with Orozco's handlers though, because I was expecting him. He's a young fighter, but I'm waiting for them to, spark something under his ass, man. A couple of years ago when I first seen him and caught my attention slightly, and I was like hoping to see a lot more of him, but he's kind of been fighting journeymen or older contenders, you know, like they're prime guys like Humberto Soto, Emmanuel Taylor, Steve Forbes, you know, so he's racking up W's, and who knows how long them guys were getting to train to fight him. That would be a great fight, and if HBO could make that happen, you know, this is hypothetically speaking, I would pick Orozco to get by. Am I 100% sure that would happen? Because I don't know too much about he other than the stuff I've seen on YouTube, and he looks like he's got some pop, but he's wide with his shots. I'm not 100%, but, you know, if I had to bet, I would go Antonio from LA, you know. Who would you pick?
I think, man, Antonio, man, beat Soto. Soto was coming off of a lot of W's lately. He beat John Molina in a devastating, unanimous stamina, and man, John Molina came off the Lucas Matisse Fight of the Year. I thought that would have been a John Molina, and Soto just beat the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
So seeing things like that, like Soto's one of the guys, man. Like, man, his records don't, or age don't show it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because the way he beat John Molina, he made him look. You know what I'm saying? So Antonio at that time, HBO was like, that was like a 9-1. People thought this nigga Soto was gonna win. He had Golden Boy on his team. I was like, Golden Boy is probably I don't remember what second fight back on HBO or something, and man, Antonio just beat him. Nobody thought that was going to happen, man. I heard a lot of rumbles about it, like, it was going to happen. Soto had most of the votes that was on, so I give him that good win. Eduard Troyanovsky now, that guy who had 48 wins, who had the IBF for so long, and he was going to tie out with Rocky Marciano record and Floyd Mayweather record, and boy, Eduard Troyanovsky beat the shit out of him.
Now he's got a rematch on him.
Yeah, I'm hearing there's a rematch clause. Too sure if it's going to happen. I'm hearing there's a rematch clause.
And Antonio Orozco's got amateur victories over Jesse Vargas and Javier Molina, Carlos Molina's brother. I'm just saying, you know.
So you got Antonio winning this fight, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but pick him just because I've seen more of Antonio, you know, his come up on TV. I swear, this dude used to be, I seen him on Fox Sports 1. I can't remember, you know. He didn't stand out like that, but he did. It was like, okay, you know, he's a good young kid. But now I'm looking, he's 28 years old, so he's got to get his career rolling.
But to me, made the best man win. I think it's a 50-50 fight in my eyes. I don't know until we don't know how good, because they're both undefeated. Tony's undefeated. Eduard Troyanovsky is undefeated. So I would love to see how it plays out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Definitely, man. But I think it's a 50-50 fight. I'm not going to pick a winner because I really don't know. He is promoted
by Golden Boy, so they've been holding him in this pot. Antonio.
Oh, okay. See but that's what I'm saying. So hopefully, let's see who wins that fight, and then let's get into the next one, man. Terence Crawford versus Viktor Postol. I'm hearing that fight is supposedly happening July 23rd on pay-per-view, man. What's your thoughts on it?
Hold on. You actually heard that?
Yeah. Dan Raphael reported it today. I sent it in the tweet, in the DMs.
I'll just say off the bat, that's not a pay-per-view fight. When we go into the fight, just talking about the fight, you can't even put an undercard that would make that a pay-per-view fight, number one. But the fight itself should be considered a 50-50 fight. It should be considered a 50-50 fight. But you're going to see Crawford will have to be the Golovkin in this fight. To fight on the outside, find the right distance to land that jab, followed by the right hand from that bay, keep him at the end of his punches. So it'll be interesting, but we've seen Crawford when he gets warmed up and get him out of there. And I think Crawford definitely a dangerous fighter. Definitely. And he beat Matisse. Honestly, I always thought Matisse is who he is. He's a good fighter. Unfortunately, he never won a world championship. He would have against Lamont. We talked about that earlier, but, they had a little catchweight situation. But he's never been a world champion. You know what I'm saying? He's had a lot of close decisions. And a lot of people were picking him to beat Danny, and they were sleeping, I picked Danny to win that fight. But Postol definitely presents a challenge. He's long, lanky. I think Crawford can figure him out. I think Crawford will figure him out if he can switch to southpaw. I think Crawford will go under his jab, start landing solid straight lefts to the body, and then he'll come up. He'll figure out that right. It'll be a close fight for the first 6, 7, 8 rounds. Down the stretch, Crawford just takes over that fight. I think he will win that fight, and it'll be an interesting fight for 8 rounds. But I think Crawford will just close it out. I think he's Crawford winning that, and then setting up for Crawford unifying with Crawford would then have, that does happen, Crawford would then have the WBC and WBO championship, which Danny Garcia, you know what I mean? Yeah. Danny never unified. He just was Ring Magazine / WBA.
He tried to with the Lucas Matisse, but he didn't win the belt. He tried with Peterson, but he couldn't do the weight, so nah.
Yeah. So Crawford would unify. Yeah. And then that would set up, in this hypothetical tournament, that would set up Crawford going after Antonio Orozco, because I got Orozco taking, if they did make that fight, taking the IBF strap from Troyanovsky. So that would be big on the HBO side.
To me, Viktor Postol and Terence Crawford is a 50-50 fight, man. Crawford is a hell of a skill guy, man. But I haven't seen him fight a guy defeated who is very tall, who fights awkward, who's not coming to lose, who's sharp, stays active, who keeps fighting. He doesn't stop, you know what I mean? Like, when he beat Gamboa, Crawford beat Gamboa came off a long layoff. You know what I'm saying? Even though he did beat an undefeated fighter, but he never beated a person tall, don't have a soft chin, who has a tough chin, who's ready to go, who's not going to lay down, who's not coming to lose. And I've never seen Crawford fight somebody just on skill level. You know what I mean? I think he fights people who is going to win. You know what I mean? Viktor Postol have reach over him. He's going to fight awkward. He's going to make the fight really disgusting. I don't know,
people
man.
Have to forget that Crawford went over and beat Ricky Burns, right?
I never rated Ricky Burns for shit.
No, I know.
I never rated him.
But he still went to his backyard.
Ricky Burns didn't beat nobody.
But I'm just saying, how many fighters nowadays are going across the bond and getting better?
No, I respect what Crawford is doing.
No, I'm just saying that needs to be recognized as a little feather in his cap. It's funny how people nowadays, because Crawford's first fight on HBO, everybody's like, whoa, think we got something here. And then all of a sudden you see Bob, because Bob might have to do it with Felix Verdejo and go across the pond to fight Flanagan. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if he can do it. Is Terry Flanagan better than Ricky Burns? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But I'm saying a similar situation. Let's see. Then Crawford comes back to Nebraska and fights Boa. Now everybody hates on it. Gamboa was smashed small, blah, blah, blah. Before that, the fight was like, God damn, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? We kind of wanted to see Gamboa versus Mike Garcia. But that's how boxing fans are, man. They're mad. I don't know. Sometimes they get kind of whacked, to be honest with you. Like, it's after the fact. After the fact, they want to fucking pop shit. But it's like, during the moment, you know what I'm saying. But anyways, right. I'm just saying, Crawford, he's gotten an A+ in every test. Expect him to get an A+. Postal test will be, I don't expect him, even if he does get a C, he'll win that fight, is what I'm saying. But I'm just saying, man.
Well, I'm going to have to disagree with your opinion.
It's a 50-50 fight.
It's a 50-50 fight. Everybody Crawford fights against, everybody knows who's going to win that fight. Garrett, you know what I mean? Even though you said the Gamboa fight, I picked Gamboa because I was a fan of Gamboa more than Crawford at the time. You know what I'm saying? But realizing what Gamboa was, you know what I'm saying?
But what is Postol, bro? Postol, all he is keep you at the end of a jab. Matisse couldn't get by the jab. If you don't think
Crawford might get over that jab?
I know he can't because he's smarter than that. fucking Matisse couldn't get by Danny Garcia's fucking and the timing. Like
remember, it's not only that Danny fucked up his eye. He fucked up his eye second round, and it was over. They were going to stop the fight before the third round, and Danny just kept fucking with the eye.
Yeah. Nah, it was a good fight. Matisse
that was
hard,
that was a good game plan because Danny's dad was like, keep fucking with his eye, because all he's going to worry about is his eye. He's not going to worry about the fight. You know what I'm saying? Psychologically.
Golden Boy did a good job of Matisse, Richard Schaefer. Then, when he got in the ring after he knocked out Lamont Peterson saying, oh, he's the next Pacquiao, he's this dude from Argentina. But nah, bro. He went, if he was the next Pacquiao, he would have got rid of Zab Judah. He would have got rid of Devin Alexander. You know what I'm saying? He was just a good fighter. Matisse was just he was just a good, solid fighter. He was never nothing special. That's why I picked Danny to beat him. Danny's got some, people were sleeping on Danny's crisp punches. Go back, watch
I'm
the
not
tape
going to read off Matisse like that.
I'm not rating them all. I'm just saying, he's not Terence. Terence Crawford is a smarter fighter. Like Floyd says, man, could be the better boxer. You could be the faster dude. You could be the quicker dude. You could be the stronger dude, but I'm smarter than you. Terence Crawford he's playing chess in there. After his last fight, when we did the show, and it's come on, bro, man. When you play chess, you just looking at your opponent, and you're like, yo, this dude's defensive, man, so I'm gonna attack him. Or this dude, he think he's slick coming at me, so I'm gonna counter him. I'm just saying, boxing is a lot like chess, and Terence Crawford is a high-level chess player. That's all I'm saying. It's clear as day in the ring, man. It's like the closest thing we have to Pernell Whitaker right now, Terence Crawford, and people need to respect that. You still got the people out there that are saying, and I respect their opinion, the people that are saying, Terence Crawford has still got to prove to me, and I'm like, they're entitled to that, and they're absolutely right. He's got to prove it to us, though. He's young in the game, but just from watching him in the eye test, that's all I can go off. Is this dude is a high-speed chess player, and he's the closest thing I've seen to Pernell Whitaker. And me, man, I grew up watching everything, every tape. I'm a historian, so. The first is I got the same feeling when I watched Golovkin, Crawford. It's I got that same feeling, oh my God, I'm watching something special, man. That's all I'm saying. There's absolutely no way.
I'm not,
I can't take
everybody believes in Crawford that he's going to win a fight. I'm not going. You going to you have to make a believe out of me. I'm a tough critic. I'm not going to be on, because last time, every time I start listening to people start going on
but you got to make you got to make a pick.
I end up feeling like a fool, man. So this time, now these past years, I'm not being a fool anymore, man. I'm going to be a hard critic, just like what you need in boxing. And I'm not going to write Viktor Postol off. I'm not going to write Crawford off. To me, it's a 50-50 fight, and the best man wins. And the winner fights the winner of Troyanovsky versus Antonio. So who you got... Since you already got the winner of the Troyanovsky and Antonio fight and the Crawford and Postol fight, who you got Crawford versus Antonio?
Well, I would love to see how Antonio would do against Troyanovsky for real, other than this hypothetical. But, I can't go. I got Terence Crawford coming out the HBO bracket. We watching March Madness. I got Antonio going to the... I got Crawford, the little Final Four HBO joint. I got Crawford winning it all, man. They don't, he doesn't have the HBO hype machine behind him for no reason. So, and he's been looking real good. So I need to see more from Antonio. Golden Boy, put him out there, man. You know what I mean? We'll see. Antonio, we'll see. We'll go back. We'll actually talk about it.
So,
March.
Hold on. He's fighting the winner of Antonio and Crawford?
No, Antonio fights, just so everybody knows, Antonio fights March 25th. So that's, what is that? It's Saturday.
That's
25th.
right.
All right, so he fights the 25th. So interesting. He fights the 25th, and Troyanovsky he fights soon. He fights maybe April. But anyways, make sure people are tuned into that, because these guys are players at 140. I'm not going to go against, you know what I'm saying? I ain't going against Crawford. I'll watch Orozco, see how he does. Maybe I have a little more to say on him after that.
So you have Crawford beating, Antonio beating Troyanovsky, Crawford beating Postol, Crawford beating Antonio.
I got Crawford winning it all.
So the winner of the HBO side, your winner of the HBO side is Terence Crawford.
And he'll have 3 belts, WBO, the IBF, and the WBC.
Okay. All right, let's go to the Showtime side now. This is what we've been waiting for. I'm going to start it off, man. My boy, Adrien Granados versus Omar Figueroa, man. I love the fuck out of this fight, man. This is what boxing needs. This is a fight you will fucking drool for. You know what I mean? If you want to see excitement, you want to wait, you want to go do some running or exercise, this is the fight. Give you all the push you need. If you got to do 100 push-ups, this is the fight you need to watch. Omar Figueroa versus Adrien Granados. If Showtime wants to make another classic, they need to set up Omar Figueroa versus Adrien Granados. This is a fight, man, I just in love with this fucking fight, man. I'm a fan of Omar Figueroa. Adrien Granados is in my top 5 of favorite fighters. And yo, man, these guys are explosive. They can fight different. Adrien Granados can fight different styles, man. He's 5'9.5". Man, he got long reach. You know what I mean? You could probably say he's 5'10". You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a guy to not be fucked with. He came off a high win beating a prime Amir Mom when Amir Mom was.
How did he beat Omar though?
This fight, Omar versus Granados, man. I love this fight, man. I really do. I'm a fan of Omar Figueroa and Adrien Granados. But I see Adrien Granados pulling this off, man. I feel like because all respect to Omar Figueroa, I'm a fan of you, man. I just see Granados edging it a little bit, but I think this fight is gonna be a classic. It's gonna be It's gonna be a fucking. You want a war? This is gonna be better than Gotti. I'll make you tell you. This is a classic. Fucking classic. You know what I mean? But I just see Granados pulling it off, man. Just seeing him pulling it off.
I'll tell all who listen to us that the first time I thought about this or heard about this fight is because of you, and it was almost like I felt like you're a genius just to think of this fight. You know what I mean? But out of all the fights we wrote down on HBO and Showtime for the first round fight, hands down is the yummiest. This is the entertaining fight on paper. The next fight we're gonna get into Broner versus Ruslan too. But this one we know Granados, because at some point. But here's how I think the fight: Granados, Omar, think it might be a war, and it will be a war at some point. But Granados has boxing ability. He's long, lanky. It won't work against Omar Figueroa. Omar is just too high volume, too much pressure. There's nothing to turn off his engine till his style of fighting will wear out probably by 29. The way he fights, his injuries, he's been injured. He's had issues making weight. Because of his injuries, we really don't know. You know, he doesn't say. We had him on the show. He did an interview. He's a great kid. But if he comes into this fight healthy, does the same thing, I think Omar is too much for him. Too many punches. Him and Leo Santa Cruz are so similar, man. It's not like Omar has a lot of pop breaks. He just takes your heart. Or first he takes your heart, takes your balls away from you, and then what are you left with? You know what I'm saying? You're just nobody right there. I would expect Omar to eat Granados, like fucking some vicious Indian. You know, Granados did that to Amir Imam, who's a hell of a boxer, technician. And I'm not taking anything away from Granados, man. He would have to show me in that fight. Too awesome of a fight. They're both winners in my book. And it's not like I'm the biggest Omar Figueroa fan, because I'm not. You know that. It's high volume, come forward. Granados want to be able to keep up with that, and Granados would try to box him, and I feel like Granados will start getting counted. There's something about Granados where he does get on the boxing thing that he'll hit you. Chin is up in the air too much. Like, you know what I'm saying? He needs to step up that a little bit, man. He's not. To me, he's got a few holes in his game. I don't like throw a combination. Like, don't. He'll throw a 4 or 5 punch combination, and then he'll hop out straight back with his chin in there. You know what I'm saying? He can't be doing that at this level, bro. You know what I'm saying? But when he comes forward, he actually does fight better. But if he fights fire with fire, the Omar Figueroa kid, woo, crazy. I think Omar will win that fire with fire match. But you take Granados, I take Omar in that. I got to go Omar in that fight, man. I would love to see that fight. It's one of the greatest things you said this year. When you mentioned that to me, I was like, holy shit. And I think everybody, we had Rick Glacier on, who used to work for Don King, cool too. You mentioned that to him. He was like, whoa. You know, that's a fight that can be made, too. Granados, Amir, Amman on Showtime. Got everybody at Showtime mad because Amman was supposed to go for the, you know what I mean? He was supposed to get a shot. You know, and Omar's with Al Heyman. So, you know, let's see. But anyways, we're going to agree to
disagree with your opinion. My boy Granados got this, man. He's just more focused, man. If you listen to Omar Figueroa interview,
he could definitely
kind of tell that.
I'm not, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I wouldn't never be, if Granados went out there and proved me wrong, I'd be like, you know, I'm not too shocked because I know he has the ability to do it. I kind of just want to see him prove me wrong. You know what I'm saying? That sometimes you watch a fight and you're like, you believe in the guy 70%. But you're like, just show me you can do it. And that's like Granados for me. I just want to see him do it one more time. He did it versus Imam. He came back. He got dropped, fought a hell of a fight, took Amir Imam's heart from him. And, Amir Imam just didn't have nothing left in the tank. Granados, amazingly, you know, what an amazing fight. Anybody that didn't see that fight, it was one of the fight of the year. So I just want to, it's one of those things, like, I want to see Granados do it for me one more time, bro. That's all I ask. Just make me a believer. You know, you got one time, I'm like, okay, but second time, I'm a believer. And that's all I ask in that fight. But other than that, I'm leaning slightly towards Omar. That's about it. Corner versus Ruslan. That's the next. That's the next Showtime 140. That's the last of first.
Adrian Broner, another guy in my top 5 favorite fighters, man. Fighting Ruslan, man. This is, you know what I mean. This is the second best out of entertainment-wise. Adrien Broner, Ruslan. We get to see Adrien Broner, that monkey off his back. Can he really deal with pressure fighters? Did he learn from Sean Porter fight? Did he learn from the Madonna fight? And Ruslan will be that guy to see if he got over that pressure fighter monkey off his back, because the last 2 fights with those pressure fighters like Sean Porter and Madonna, you saw Broner lost. So you kind of see, Ruslan got everything in that what Broner will have problems with. You know what I'm saying? And he called himself the problem, so hopefully he can solve this problem. Not sure. Ruslan is a hard, and this is a big money fight. He knows he don't want to lose this. He's been on the end of the stick on the Timothy Bradley loss, the Chris Algieri loss, the Herrera loss. So coming in this fight, man, you know what I mean, he will fucking and he got Joel Diaz in his corner. So he would know how Bradley back in the day, before he became this guy who comes forward, Bradley was a great boxer. They can move. So Joel Diaz can show him how to maneuver what Broner does. So to me, man, this is a 50-50 fight. I don't know who will win this fight. I want to know. I hope if I had to choose, I would go off my heart and pick Broner. To me, it's a 50-50 fight. If I think in my head, I don't know who would win this fight.
Wonderful.
So I'm hoping Broner wins this fight. I hope he gets this monkey off his back and finally show me who he really is as a true player in this boxing game, man. So what's your thoughts on it, Boxingeye?
Man, Broner showed me everything I need to know about the kid. When he went from lightweight to weight classes, you know, Marcos Maidana. Picked himself up off the canvas 2 times. Showed extreme heart. There's nothing in my mind. I know for a fact, came to that, do the same thing against Ruslan. One thing, want to hate on Broner, maybe because he humped Maidana or whatnot, that fight, his antics. Great legends of the like Sugar Ray Leonard. He might not have been in his prime, himself up off the canvas plenty of times, just like Broner did, and showed and being ship heart is what I call it. AB, he did that in the Maidana fight. Ruslan, he's come up short in big fights. Why would he not come up short in this fight? Picked apart by Broner, probably. I think Maidana's another level above Ruslan pressure fighting. Just another level. Not like 2 levels. Maidana is 1.5 levels above Ruslan. Only because Ruslan has shorter arms. Maidana, he can catch you from weird angles when he's walking in. So, how Maidana was throwing them punches over, because Broner likes to shoulder roll. He was doing the same thing to Floyd in the first fight. Ruslan can't do that. Ruslan likes to come in, start from the body, his way up against you. If he does that against Broner, he'll be getting caught with right hands all day. Cut up, he cuts up quick, he'll bloody up Broner. In a pretty grueling fight, though, to win kind of easily, against Ruslan, he'll take him out. And then plus, Broner is real good with that check left hook. So when Ruslan's come, and Ruslan only one way, he walks forward, catch him with that check left hook. Porter smothered Broner, didn't let Broner get into any type of rhythm, totally fucked up. Broner couldn't get into no type of rhythm. But Ruslan, you could get into a rhythm with him. You seen how Jerry do it to the first couple rounds. Matisse was doing it in the beginning, boxing him. And Broner is a really good boxer, and he's quick. Ruslan's easy to hit. So I would expect Broner carefully win that fight. He'd have to be careful, though. And it would, for him to show us against a halfway decent pressure fighter at Ruslan. Ruslan's a monster. He's a beast. Definitely want to take anything away saying that Broner needs a fight after that fight. Oh, Broner needs to fight another pressure fighter. Nah. Because how many more pressure fighters is there after on that Broner needs to face? You know what I mean? Sean Porter's a pressure fighter, but he's also a boxer. Ain't really much pressure fighters up at 147 anymore. Now that Maidana's gone, pressure fighter now. Now that Maidana's gone, who's the pressure fighter?
Ruslan and Omar.
Yeah, he's the last one. Yeah, Ruslan and Omar. Broner takes care of them. He'll gain some confidence back. But yeah, I got Broner winning that. I'd have Broner versus Omar in the Showtime finale. Crawford waiting in the wings.
All right, so let's get into that one since you have a winner.
I think
Omar Figueroa versus Adrien Broner.
Oh man, so Broner fought against Ruslan. Broner already fought against a pressure fighter like Ruslan. Omar is a pressure fighter that doesn't have as much pop as Ruslan, and he's just as easy to hit. So Broner would just incorporate too much, man. I think he would stop. I think he could actually see. We would see how tough Omar Figueroa really is. It'd be a good fight in the beginning. Broner would have to weather this. Broner would just have to weather the storm. He might lose 3-4 rounds, but if he weathers it, and Omar has Panama. I'm just not saying that. I'm just saying Broner would just have to weather that storm and then get into a rhythm, find it coming in, just check left hook, jabbing, start moving. You know what I mean? He could outbox Omar pretty easy once he figures out how to do it. And Omar is he's there to hit. He might have his hands up and everything, but you could break his guard. And you could, just rip him to the body coming in. He's going to throw a lot of punches, but sometimes the judges don't really like that. And I would hope Broner would win that fight. If Broner cannot beat Omar Figueroa, no disrespect to Omar because he is a warrior. I'm just saying Broner has a lot more skills than him. Broner needs to retire. Clearly have Broner coming out the Showtime side. Clearly. And I smack myself in the face if I'm wrong about that. One of them fights has to happen. Broner either has to fight Ruslan or Omar.
To me, man, I disagree with your opinion with the Omar versus Adrien Broner.
Oh my God.
I just don't see, man. You see, you think very highly of these guys, man. And prove it to me. To me, you gotta prove that in my eyes, man.
Broner could have beat Maidana.
Every time I pick Broner to win,
to the body,
he end up losing. So I'm not gonna
Did you see throwing the jab to Maidana's body early? And he had something going there. He had something going there.
He had nothing going, dog. He lost. He had
but
nothing going. He won 4 rounds out of nothing
I'm telling you,
going on.
the better you get at playing chess. Boxing is like chess. I'm sorry, man. You know what I'm saying? I was saying you always got to have a chessboard in your boxing gym. But, yo, he fucking had the jab to the body. Day against Maidana. He needed to be patient. Everything was going to come off of the jab to the body against Maidana. He fucked up and went away from it. And when they was trying to throw, I don't know what he was doing, man. Go back and watch the tape. But Omar is not, you got to say, Omar is not Marcos Maidana material. Marcos Maidana got hella pop. Omar Figueroa doesn't have pop. He would have got Ricky Burns out of there. You know, he said he got an injury. Who else can he get out of there, Omar Figueroa? Can't hurt Broner. He's not going to respect you. Broner might actually start walking Omar Figueroa down. I'm being honest with you. Omar Figueroa doesn't stand a chance against Broner. No chance in hell. Like fucking Kane says. You really think, please tell me you're not picking Omar Figueroa to beat Omar.
Dog, I said,
I
don't know who would win these fights, man. You know what I mean? To me, I just don't know, man. Like, you're talking about Broner, he's not going to prove nothing to me until I see. Until he proves it to me, I will go, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm a fan of both of them.
Antonio, we know what Broner did to Antonio DeMarco, right? But I do know Omar Figueroa got a unanimous decision against him. I won't hate on him because Ricky Burns is tough. He got a UD against him. He got a split decision versus Jerry Belmontes for that lightweight title, if you remember that fight. Doesn't knock nobody out, yo. Dude, Omar Figueroa, yeah, he got 26-0, 18 knockouts. It looks good. But his last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fights, he's got 1 KO against Estrada. Maybe he's talking about an injury, but he ain't got no pop like that, man. I don't know, man. He's a high-volume puncher. Could he outwork Broner and maybe steal a decision against Broner? I could see that a little bit, you know. I would hope not doing that. You know, and I know that's where you're going is you see, you're not can be outworked, which I would say, you know, he can be. He can be outworked if not careful. But if the judges
giving him, y'all seen something what he hasn't proved yet.
But it'll be simple. But it's like when De La Hoya fought Floyd. De La Hoya was outworking Floyd, throwing more punches. But when you see the crispy right hand come in, you know, the crispy right hand over and over.
Broner doesn't throw. That's what I'm saying. How can you score if Broner doesn't throw?
But he'll throw that crispy right hand. If me and you are fighting,
if the person is deadly, if the person is deadly with knockout power, he's not going to throw.
That's what I'm saying. Omar would throw Omar would be throwing.
He's fighting basically scared.
But how do you score? This is what Omar would probably be throwing like 12, 15 punches, right? Broner, he's either on his front foot or whatnot. Let's say maybe 2 of them punches, you know, Broner was rolling the punches. Nothing's landing clean. Omar's just kind of throwing sloppy-ass punches. And then Broner, boom, catches him with the uppercut, takes a step and then hits him with the straight right and then gets out again. And it's like clean shots. So Broner just threw 2 for 2 clean shots. Omar threw 15 punches. You got to, as a judge, you got to be able to see the clear. You got to see clear. Like, come on, it's like if you're going, you know, some nights Kobe would have a bad night. He'd go 2 for 15. Come on, man. It's like you gotta shoot at high. You gotta throw at a high percentage. I'm giving Broner on that exchange. Just say that's a 30 to 45 second exchange in one round. Dude, Omar's throwing all kinds of punches, but they're mad sloppy and they're not landing clean. And then Broner's landing clean flush shots on them. Come on, Broner's winning that exchange. That's how I would see it. That's just how I see it. I understand at the end of the fight, people are going to debate. Omar, Omar threw mad punches. He boxed down, he threw mad punches. He outworked them. Yeah, but he's throwing fucking all kinds of sloppy-ass punches, man. That's just, you know, he got to have some pop in his punch to me, and I haven't seen it yet. He should have got DeMarco out of there. DeMarco's tough as hell, but Broner fucking walked down DeMarco and stopped his ass. So I would favor Broner in that fight all day.
Well,
I'm saying unless the judges
I don't see him beating I don't see him beating Omar Figueroa, man. I would love to say that, but can't, man. I'm a fan of both of them, man. I'm not going to lie. You know what I mean? Until Broner shows me that.
But has Broner lost a fight? Has Broner lost a fight? Not at 147? Nah, he's never lost a fight under 147.
He lost at 144 with Sean Porter.
All right, so under 144. But even though that was still a welterweight fight.
So
I know. Yeah,
I mean, I don't know, man. Like,
so
you got your winner. So your winner is Broner and Crawford. So let's get into the Crawford and Broner, man, because you got your Showtime winner. You got your HBO winner. Now let's see who you got, how you got this fight playing out.
This is hands down everybody's dream that this fight would actually happen because it is good for boxing. Number one, best fight for 140. It'd be like when Danny fought Matisse, the money fight. You got Adrien Broner who could sell, Terence Crawford who's the number. He's one of the top guys that's under one of the best promoters of all time, and Bob Arum. He's Bob Arum's next guy up. So, and then you got Adrien Broner, about billions. I mean, it'd be too good for boxing. We'd be very lucky to have this fight. Definitely, and it's my type of fight, a chess match, as you've been hearing me say. I love chess matches, man. I like guys that, you know what I'm saying, I like to zone in, you know what I'm saying? But, zone in and watch these guys, who's going to outthink who. It's a perfect fight for Broner, too. It's a fight where Broner loves these fights because he can sit there and, play chess with you, Crawford. So, Broner wouldn't have to worry about, he would have gone through pressure fighters like an Omar or a Ruslan tournament we're talking about. This one, Crawford's not just going to throw mad punches, fucking 3 or 4. And Crawford's trying to throw 2 to land 2. Crawford's trying to throw a 3-point combination to set up a nice whatever he's throwing behind it. You know what I'm saying? Land everything. Excellent fight. Broner at that point. Will Broner win the fight? Definitely could. He definitely would surprise people because it's his type of fight. But I would not pick against Crawford because I feel like too sharp. Damn, yo. This fight I cannot pick. I would only pray as a boxing fan to see it. To me, just because styles make fights, Crawford, Broner would have gone in there knowing that he's been in there with the better competition. If he actually went through Ruslan and Omar and Crawford went for Postol and Orozco, who's not really well known, I think Broner will be riding high in confidence, bro. I wouldn't be able to pick a win. I'm not just going to go and say, like everybody thinks, Crawford's going to win. Nah, because styles make fights. This would be a chess match, bro. And Broner might be able to beat Crawford at his own game, thinking game. Trust me. So, all I'm going to say is Broner Crawford, fun fight. Obviously, you should lean, if you're going to bet, lean towards Crawford. I'll do that confidently.
So who you got the winner is?
I have it as a toss-up, or I just have Broner versus Crawford in the finale, coin, thinking match.
You got to pick one now, because you went all to the end, so might as well.
I see a split decision, controversial decision. Damn, yo. Everybody... All right.
Come on, let's get it.
By the skin of his teeth.
Dog, there's no way you see Broner. I can't believe you seen Broner. Yo, Broner's my top 5, but there's no way I see him beating Crawford.
But it's styles. I just picked Crawford by the skin of his teeth.
No, but you said controversially. Like, fuck out of here.
Yo, but come on, man. It comes to, and I understand people are like, Paulie Malignaggi versus Terence, or Paulie Malignaggi versus Adrien Broner was close. Yeah, it was real fucking close, bro. Paulie's head was being snapped back, and Broner was landing. Broner was in control of that whole fucking fight, you fucking retards. And I love Paulie, and Paulie's a good boxer, and a pitter-patter. But if any fucking boxed out there, you should know when you're in control of the fight. I mean, sometimes it's hard, but that's why you got the corner. Broner was landing the hardest shots. He knew he was getting. Corner had, it's been a while since that fight. The rounds were close, but it was like easy for me to score because all I was saying was, Broner's landing, he's landing the hardest shot. He's landing the shots that you actually hear. That's what it's about. Like, man. I'm saying Crawford a boxer, Broner a boxer. There'll be a lot of posturing. I think Broner already showed himself off the canvas against menaces of this era like Marcos Maidana. Marcos Maidana went 24 rounds with Floyd Mayweather. Can we please get, what if Broner had a rematch with Maidana? He probably would have been able to adjust just like Floyd did. People got to stop sleeping on Broner. You got to give the slight edge to Terence Crawford. Crawford just looks amazing as of late.
Way, dog.
But Broner looked just as amazing. Oh, all right. Let me say this. Stop. Would Crawford go from beating would Crawford go from beating Gamboa? Crawford knocked out Gamboa. Would he jump up 2 weight classes to fight Marcos Maidana? And you would pick him to win that? Come on, let's be realistic. Let's give Broner the props he deserves.
Dog.
I didn't see Crawford jumping up to 140. Let me see him go 147 and fight fucking
because
Jesse
he's
Vargas.
a smart boxer.
Yeah, but it takes balls. Broner's got balls. People don't like Broner
I'm not saying
because
Broner
of his
don't
antics.
got balls, but at the
Most
end
of
of the
us
day,
listen,
man.
I don't care what Broner does outside the ring, bro. I only watch what he does inside the ring. That's how I judge a fighter. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how me and my father, he just like, my father like, yo, Floyd the best. He hands down. My father doesn't follow nothing on social media. He just watches boxing. That's all he does. Well, he doesn't have that Floyd be flashing money around. My dad's old school. He just like, yo, that dude, he the best boxer there is out there. Hands down, ain't no fucking, you know what I'm saying? That's the type of dude you got to listen to. Guys that just sing outside the ring. You know, Broner's antics were kind of whack, the humping and shit and that fucking shit. But I'm telling you, man, him and Crawford would be a posturing match type of fight. Like, it'd be real fun to watch for me, that type of fight. I can't just go out there and say, oh, Crawford blows Broner out there. Hell no. Maidana tried to blast him out there. Dude got up off the kick. Did we forget the mid-round to the Maidana-Broner fight? Donna were going toe-to-toe in the middle of the ring. That shit was crazy. So, come on, man. That's all I'm saying is everybody hating, you know what I'm saying? And I hope Broner goes out there DFAing, but DFAing is game, so that should be a decent fight. You know, you can't, I could already see the hate now, you know, but we'll see, man. Why? What do you think? I want to hear. I'm done talking. I've been talking too much. What is your opinion of Crawford fighting Broner? How do you see that fight going? Is there a knockout? What do you see? What do you see that I'm not saying that you don't believe in me? Huh?
You rate Broner too highly, bro.
I'm saying, but how does he lose to Crawford? Like, does he lose by blowout? Crawford just pick him apart? Because Broner loves them type of fights where you try to pick him apart. Saw how, Paulie Malignaggi, please tell me Broner was smiling in the Paulie Malignaggi fight. Paulie deserves some of those rounds, bro. But you can see, come on, bro. It was a fun fight, but Broner knew he was in control. Oh, shit. Paulie, come on, man. How do you see Broner versus Postol going? Please tell me. Is it about knockout, stoppage, decision? What do you see, bro?
What?
Broner versus Crawford. How do you see that fight going?
Told you, I don't got a winner.
Then what were you hating on me for?
Nigga, I'm like, you got Broner as the winner of Showtime. No way. If anybody gonna win Showtime, it's Granados, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying, take for me. So all right. So I had Broner Crawford. All right, go with your thing. You're right. So you got Granados coming out of Showtime versus who?
Dog, I don't have a winner on HBO.
No, you just made me pick a winner. I'm making you pick a winner now. So just pick a winner for fun.
That would be a lot. I didn't make you pick a winner. I called every fight, but you picked the winner.
But now for fun, because everybody wants to know your head, bro. You know, we only got.
Hey, dog, these are not for the fans out there. I'm just going. This is not real. This is not a real opinion. Boxingeye picked a real opinion. This is I pick 'em. I just picked. Let's say Crawford beats Postol, right? And Edward Troyanovsky beats Antonio. Crawford beats Troyanovsky. And that's my win of HBO. Showtime side, Granados beats Omar Figueroa. Like I said, Broner beats Ruslan, and Granados beats Broner. So my winner will be Granados. then Granados fights Crawford and beats Crawford.
Oh my God!
There you go.
Let me tell you, I respect you for saying that. That's hilarious. If Granados somehow made it, you remember what Amon did to Granados in the first round, right? Crawford, remember what Amir Imam did to Granados in that first round? And everybody, oh, look at it. You know, Omar looks, oh my God. Crawford would step on his and finish him. But that's all I got to say about that. But yeah, so you got Granados. So you have Granados winning it all. And I got Crawford by the skin of his teeth against Broner. So that was fun though, man. That's a good 140-pound division. If we could only kingpin in that, be sick. It would be good for boxing. But I really think all these names that we talked about today, bro, Crawford, Antonio Orozco, Eduard Adrian Broner, Ruslan Provodnikov, Adrian Granados, Omar Figueroa. There's only one fighter that will be in the Hall of Fame and that will have something to do with carrying boxing, Terence Crawford, and that's the end. And that's all I gotta say. I'm checking out. That was a hell of a show. Good idea. Mad props to you. You know what I'm saying? If they ever do make Omar Figueroa, Adrian Granados, to include you in that matchmaking progress.
Yo, Flawless.
Yo, what's going on, man? Use my good.
Yeah, did you hear our 140 junior weight tournament?
Yeah, I heard the back end of when I clicked in, it was Boxingeye talking about Broner Crawford. Yeah, that's what I caught. That's the first thing I caught. And then
I want you to quickly dissect the fights. The tournament,
cool.
is the HBO side. What'd you say?
Y'all already know my winners, yo, for each side, man.
No, I'm just saying. It's HBO side tournament, and then the Showtime tournament, and then the winners of HBO fights the winner of Showtime. Now, the fights are Terence Crawford versus Viktor Postol. Antonio, how you pronounce his name, Boxingeye? His last name?
Orozco
versus Eduard Troyanovsky, the IBF champion. The HBO side, and then the Showtime side is Omar Figueroa versus Granados, and
yo, make it quick for him, for
Ruslan Provodnikov versus Adrian Broner.
Right.
Make it quick.
All right.
So go on your HBO side first. Viktor Postol.
What was the second HBO fight?
Eduard Troyanovsky versus Antonio.
Two nobodies.
Two unknowns in it, so I can't even really call that in it. But we'll just say
just put a gun to your head. Just quickly.
Yeah, go with the champ.
Okay.
Broner versus Showtime side, Omar Figueroa versus Granados.
Woo! Do I go with Crawford? Do I go with Granados or do I go with Figueroa? Tough one, you know. You know I go with? Figueroa, yo. I'm going to go out on a limb and say Figueroa. That's close, though.
Yeah, I went with Figueroa close, too.
Yeah, Figueroa, that's close, though. And then Broner, Provodnikov, the last one, yeah?
Yeah, Broner and Provodnikov.
Yeah, I got Broner over Provodnikov. I got Broner.
Okay.
And then
so who you got the winner of Broner versus Omar Figueroa?
Easy.
Okay. And then your winner of Showtime versus HBO, who you got?
Oh, it'll be Crawford versus Broner. I got Crawford closer than most people expect.
Yeah, that's what I said, man.
I don't agree with Boxingeye entirely in terms of the skin of his teeth, but I think it's closer than people expected. But I think Crawford beats him. And because I don't think the Broner that we all want to show up, that we all want to see is going to show up. I don't think he might have a focused one, but I don't think a fully focused year in, year out, staying out. Well, not even staying out of trouble, staying in shape, Broner. If it's staying in shape, Broner turns up, it'll be over for everybody. But I'm just saying,
Broner's as quick as Gamboa, and Gamboa has. But one thing Broner has covered, he could get dry. You know, he got a chin, man. He was getting up and fighting, but I just think that Broner loves those type of. He likes a chess match. Broner likes. If you let Broner sit back and you don't have high volume and you just let him fight you, you got to be careful against a guy like Broner when you fight Broner like that, because before you know it, you're getting picked apart and down, and you're like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So it'd be a matchup that Broner might actually want to take. So that's why I think he'd be dangerous, but Crawford is special, man. Crawford's special. I don't know what this guy's talking about. Fucking, what's his name again? Granados winning it all. What the fuck is this guy talking? Granados. Yo. Did he beat him on? What was that, in an 8-round fight? I fought Amir Imam in an 8-round fight. Amir Imam. What was Amir Imam's record? 15-0? Amir Imam.
17-0.
Don King's best fighter ever.
Hey, dog, you can hate all you want, dog. Yo, you know what's so crazy? I like Boxingeye. I didn't even really pick like I really call how each fight will play out, right? 50-50. I didn't have a winner, but Boxingeye told me just randomly pick, so I just picked one.
Why did you never let the Granados come in? But never mind, it's all good. So you can't pick a winner, basically. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, I didn't pick a winner. I didn't pick a winner, but my heart is going out for Granados.
What, to win his side or the thing?
But y'all niggas is bugging, man, with the Omar beating Granados. The fuck out of here.
You bugging, you said he's future pound for pound number one. You bugging, how you say I'm bugging and you bugging with them coming?
Nah, yeah, bugging, man. Yeah, my nigga Granados is gonna win, dog.
I never said. I said I picked Omar barely. I said I'm not surprised if Granados wins that fight. I just think Granados will make the mistake thinking he could, because Granados does have he's got the length. In the few fights I've seen him try to box, Omar might press that will on him, bro. Fuck his whole rhythm up and fucking, that's the type of fight Omar likes. You know what I'm saying? So fire to fire. And, I just don't think Granados will make it, but like that, or will win that type of fight. I ain't gonna repeat myself, but I ain't even gonna go in. We ain't no need to debate on that. All I gotta say is this weekend we got Andre Ward.